External threat, two words that have defined every attack, every strike carried out by Israel in the last 3 years alone. The justification has been the same, whether it is Gaza, Lebanon, Iran, and even Syria. Now, the latest Israeli strike that Israel conducted on Syria has been blamed on Turkey. Israel targeted and struck an airbase in northwest Syria. The strike caused damage to infrastructure, but there have been no casualties. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office says Syria was close to reaching a security understanding with Israel. According to Israel, Syria allowed Turkish troops to deploy at the targeted airbase. Israel says it had repeatedly warned Syria against such a move, saying the deployment could pose a security threat to Israel. Turkey has strongly rejected Israel's justification for the strikes. The Turkish government accused Israel of trying to justify what it called unlawful attacks on Syria. Turkey also said the strikes violated Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Turkey has become one of the most important partners for Syria post-2024. Turkey has developed close ties with Syria's new government and has been involved in military cooperation and in construction. On the other hand, Israel has carried out hundreds of strikes in Syria since the fall of Assad and the takeover by Ahmed al-Sharaa. As far as Turkey and Israel are concerned, both countries' cold ties with each other are well known, especially since Turkish leader Erdogan has been vocally very critical of Israeli actions in Gaza for years. Israel's attack has prompted a response from the US official as well. American envoy to Syria, Tom Barak, has criticized Israel, saying, and I quote, "The attacks constitute an unnecessary escalation that does not advance regional stability. We encourage all parties to prioritize logical discourse over further military incidents." A key question arises here: is Netanyahu looking to open another war front amid election season in Israel? Because a tussle with Turkey may begin a new threat that the Prime Minister is touring before October polls. But this is not just about one attack or one so-called adversary. Israel has also struck South Lebanon a few days ago, killing several people. The IDF claims it was an attack on Hezbollah commanders. The strike came as a major truce violation amid efforts by the US and Lebanon's presidency to negotiate lasting peace. Then there is a stalemate on Gaza and fresh strikes on the Strip by the IDF, which killed 6 people and wounded 14 others. Israeli forces claimed that the strike targeted Hamas commanders and other militants planning attacks against Israeli troops. The IDF also said that one of its targets was a Hamas commander who was a part of the October 7, 2023 attack in Israel. Now, this strike comes just a day after US Special Envoy and son-in-law of Trump, Jared Kushner, met with Netanyahu. Kushner described it as a good meeting. A report in Israeli media says that both leaders had a clash. And the reason was Bibi's insistence to continue attacks on Gaza, and this despite a so-called ceasefire in place, which has already been violated numerous times. Kushner appears to have failed in breaking a deadlock on the Gaza peace board proposal and Israel's demand of full Hamas disarmament before IDF forces initiate any withdrawal from Gaza. And so we circle back to the question, with so many fronts open and multi-pronged attacks by Israel, which part of the country's electorate is Netanyahu trying to appease, and will he succeed politically?